What's going on, pet parents? It's Angie Hartzell. How are you today? So first of all, there's a lot of heavy energy going on today for those of us that are very sensitive. So if you're really tired, just know that that's what's going on. Second of all, I wanted to address the number one question that I get as a behavioral dog trainer. As soon as people find out I'm a dog trainer, they're like, how do I get my dog to stop barking? And the truth is there's many components to answer that question. I look at body language and communication first. So I see, like, is the dog feeling safe? And it has nothing to do sometimes with what the human does with the dog. It's if the dog is choosing to feel safe on its own. So if the dog doesn't feel safe on its own, what's going to happen is they're going to bark to kind of keep the person away from them that they are interested in. Or if they see someone outside mowing grass or another dog or whatever, they're going to bark to keep that thing away as a protection. But then there's also dogs that take it upon themselves to give themselves a job, which they don't need to have, by the way, to protect their owner. And these are usually really affectionate based dogs. And these dogs are doing the barking to protect the owner. So when that barking is happening, they're not just barking out the window. They're barking out the window and looking at the owner, barking out the window, looking over at the owner, or looking at another dog in the house, because they could be protecting that dog and their owner, or just protecting the other dog in the house. So it's like, what's going on with the dog that's barking? Do they feel they need to protect themselves, or are they protecting someone else or another dog? That's what you need to really look at first. Once you realize what's really going on with the dog, if they are straight up barking out the window, that's because they have fear-based reactivity. And then if they are barking out the window and looking at the owner, they have fear-based reactivity with guarding and being a protector for their human or another dog in the house. So we have to look at it different ways. There's a third way that when they are barking out loud, they're actually sending a message to you, the human, that you are not in control of your reaction and what you have going on in your life. So there's a message that the dog is trying to send to the human through being reactive as well. So there's 3 different ways that you can look at it. So when people say, how do I get my dog to stop barking? I always say to them, honestly, I would have to see exactly what they're doing when they're barking so I can get a better idea of what's going on with the dog. Once I know exactly what's going on with the dog, then I can train very easily from that point forward. It's like an open book when I can see what's going on with the dog. Do I need to work with their nervous system? Do I need to work with their brain? Do I need to work with companionship and mentorship of the human with the dog? Do I need to work more with the human and get the human to recognize more in the dog because the dog is doing it for the human? So these are all 3 different ways to look at reactivity and barking. If you have an obedience-based trainer, they're going to get the dog to stop barking at the window through getting the dog to come over to treats or getting the dog to come over to a command. That's actually not how I work at all. I work with, how do we get the dog to feel safe? How do we get the owner to feel safe? How do we get the dog to feel calm? How do we get the owner to feel calm? And that is how I work with clients and their dogs. So if you want your dog to stop barking, we need to look at, why are they barking? And once we know that, we can find a solution very quickly. So if you want to find out more, just send me an email to info@petparentconnection.com, or you can DM me, or just drop a comment more below, and I'd be happy to get in touch with you, because I would love to help you out, because this is very common. And it's really just time that pet owners understood at a deeper level what it is that their dogs really need. And we're just at that point. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I do what I do. And I'm intuitive. So on top of everything else, I can read what your dog really needs you to know and tell you in the moment. So, all right, guys, I love you so much for choosing you. Thank you for being part of the Pet Parent Connection channel. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.